Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at www.dbcheftv.com.
It's Friday night, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Brunch with the Fellas, reviewing the latest trending topic, news, and entertainment. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always with me, Primo Grande, the one, the only Cold Seasons. Because how you feeling?
Feeling pretty full, man. You know what I'm saying? Just crush some food and everything. So I'm ready to get it in.
Ready to get it all the way in.
Yes, sir. And it's Friday. You know, the weather is gonna be a nice weather week. So we're gonna enjoy this weekend with good weather and everything. So you know how that go.
Oh, it ain't rainy up there? It ain't rainy in your parts?
Not today. Well, it's gonna be rainy tomorrow, but you know, after that the temperature's dropping. So we're not gonna have the 90-degree days, you know what I'm saying, where it's just
That part.
you
That's
know,
right.
yeah. So we're gonna be in the 80s all next week.
That's right. Some warmer weather is scheduled to come on in, and that's gonna be right on time for everybody. But y'all, before we get into tonight's trending topics, make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. Also, head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up a copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by Ali Dawood El. Link is in the description. And then don't forget, we got same great ribs, next level flavor, ribs on the run 2.0, bold flavor, made to go, real ribs, real flavor, real good, available for events, parties, catering, and more. And you can find out how much more at 984-331-6946. And would it get you there even quicker? Go ahead and scan that QR code to put you in that ribs on the run 2.0 mode. And after you get your plate, all right, after you done spent that money, then you come over here and win some money. All right. And it's free. All you gotta do is subscribe at DB Chef TV on YouTube, y'all. I ain't trying to make it rhyme, but that's what it do, y'all.
Well,
So
you know, you're doing your rapping thing right now.
that's what it do, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate the love and support that y'all show us. So we want to show y'all some back, and we doing that. Matter of fact, I'm behind schedule, y'all. That's how busy I've been. So what's today? Friday, Sunday, we announcing our next winner. But so you can be the next winner, what you got to do is head on over to DB Chef TV on YouTube and subscribe. Good luck to everybody. And don't forget, y'all, you can kick it with us on Kick. Right now, we're streaming on Kick. Kick.com/DB Chef TV is where you can find me, Code C's, and the God Ali.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
On
We got
DB
merch.
Chef TV.
Where they at? Where they at, cuz?
We on DB Chef TV. That's
Where
right.
they at? Yeah, that's right. That's right. And don't forget, y'all, also, we got merch too. Links are in the description. And like we always say, if money's tight, it's all right. We're going to still love them if they do what, cuz?
Smash that like.
Smash that like, y'all. Give us a thumbs up. We appreciate that. So now we're going to get back to the trending topics. Oh, man. Tonight we got highlights from the Tupac murder trial. Y'all know it's been 30 years since the late, great hip-hop lyricist, movie star. I mean, Pac went from the mud, the gutter, the sewer city sludge to Hollywood, you know. So we're gonna check out his murder trial. Then we got family members of the u.s.s. Lincoln speaking out.
Yes, sir.
This is something new. This is completely new. And being a veteran, I got something to say about this. But then we gonna head to number 3. We got the remember cuz the viral Waffle House rap song star. got that waffy. You know,
next to the phone pole.
the
Next to,
the Waffle House, the young brother from the Waffle House that did the song for the
he's
Waffle House.
he's standing in front of the Waffle House type song.
It's a whole video.
Oh, okay, yeah, I seen something this week. I was like, what the hell going on?
Remixed it with Trinidad.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, yeah. But he got fired, y'all. We gonna check out the story. He got fired from the Waffle House, right?
Damn, doing free promotion.
We gonna go check that out.
Hmm.
They got my man messed up. But then we gonna head down to the D, to the other D, to the DF Dub. All right, the Triple D, and check out this story about Carmelo Anthony, where he's requesting a new trial. Y'all know he was recently convicted and sentenced 35 years for the unaliving of what was the young dude named Austin Metcalf or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Now he's saying he want a new trial. It's a lot of emotions, a lot of mixed feelings about this trial. We're gonna jump into it. We're gonna see what's going on, and then we're gonna head to our section of too many mimosas, y'all. This right here is gonna be the section of too many mimosas. Right now, I mean, people can identify as anything, um, apparently, and I don't really have no problem with what people want to identify with, but this is interesting right here.
Because I do want to say, I identify as broke, and my bills still come.
You identify as broke and bills still coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, this is a whole new one for me because we'll talk about it, but we want to know what in the world WTF is identifying as trans black, and we got a story. We're gonna go talk about it. And then last but never least, number 6. After the storm, y'all, we're gonna head to Gary, Indiana, and check out the good people up there and see how they coming along after this national tragedy.
That no one is really talking about. And I don't normally see the topics before we come on now unless we talk previous, in the early in the day. And I'm very happy to see this as number 6 to come in and we speaking about this right here.
I mean, we family homes, and I was in the Coast Guard, really responding to stuff like this when we,
Right.
Katrinas and Haiti, earthquakes, all types of stuff like this. But it's an interesting story. I've been seeing some things because I've been seeing some. It's in my algorithm for other stuff that I look up, but and I follow the weather too. So this is an interesting one though, right here though. This is interesting, and we're gonna get into it. Let's go ahead. We got to go see what's going on with Pac. So first, we're gonna preface this a little bit though, because with this Tupac murder trial that we gonna go check out, it's a lot going on. But I only took um two portions of it. The first portion that we're gonna check out is the portion with the police officer talking about how Gangsta Pac kept it after he got shot. He kept it real G after he got shot. And I don't think people knew that. I don't think people, knew what happened with that. And then we're gonna go see the testimony from uh Mob James, who was a member of the Death Row crew, and he was also from the set, from the gang out there, and he got a very interesting perspective on the case. So we're gonna talk about that. But it's so much more, y'all. It's a lot more. It's people like everybody, man. Academics, Traplo Ross, Seti Nash, you name them. They everybody, Just Say No Scope, they all, shout out to everybody, all the content, journalists, media people, whatever they want to call them, you know what I'm saying, who just keeping it in the atmosphere so people could be informed about this thing, because everybody want to know about justice for Pac. And the story has so many layers that, like, if you following it and you see that all the different testimonies from different people, like getting all these different stories and all these different, everybody input, but they on trial now and everybody talking. So as a Tupac fan and as, you know, a hip hop lover, Biggie didn't get a murder trial, you know. And those was the first two ones like that we seen from the hip hop where the whole rap beef escalated to a whole murder. Everybody, all the rest of these things that we seeing now was imitations. They all copies. They all carbon copies of that same thing. So just coming, I'm gonna get off the soapbox, so we're gonna get into it, but it's just coming from my era, from the hip hop era. You know how they say you old, you old head. Okay, cool. But you know, we see the trend, even though it's a horrible trend, which we talking about death. But this was where it started, though.
We heard some calls come out about a vehicle. Can't remember exactly what was said, but heading up towards Harmon, we saw the vehicle that had been described in the median of the road. It looked like it had ran up on the median and was stopped there in the middle of the boulevard.
What do you do when you see that?
We approached the vehicle.
Is it you and Mr. Goldberg? Or Officer
Goldberg? Officer Goldberg and I.
And do you see either of the two people that you saw earlier in the vehicle?
Yes.
And who is that?
Marion Knight was outside of the vehicle, walking around, talking, and Tupac Shakur was being removed by EMS people.
As Marion Knight is talking, do you recall anything he's saying?
He was telling us to take care of Tupac Shakur. He had Marion Knight had a chunk of shrapnel or something in his head. He was bleeding, and when I went to talk to him, he was adamant that we needed to go and care for Mr. Shakur.
That's cold, right?
Yeah.
Suge popped in the head. He already know, like, I don't need to go to the hospital. If I'm walking and standing, I'm alive.
Yeah, I still probably would have went to the hospital at some point.
Yeah, but he looking out for his man, though. He see Pac hit.
Yeah. You know, at some point people try to say, you know, he has something to do with it and all that stuff. But I mean, I don't see people like taking out their investment, you know. And I mean, you do hear in the rap industry people taking out their investment for the, you know, insurance that they have on the investment. But I don't see it back then at that time, you know, with Suge having Pac. I think, you know, that was a huge loss for him.
No doubt. But I seen people hit before, though, big cuz, and they looking for EMS. They ain't worried about their man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you then go to Mr. Shakur?
Yes, I did.
And then what do you do? What's your responsibility as it relates to Mr. Shakur as the EMT's working on?
I was trying to talk to him to find out what had happened. Excuse me. Gather information to see who had fired at them.
Did you wind up riding anywhere with Mr. Shakur?
Yes, I rode to the hospital and the ambulance with him.
During that time period, between the time you get to Mr. Shakur and the time period he gets taken into the hospital, are you able to have any sort of communication with Mr. Shakur?
He was still talking, and I was trying to convince him to tell me the name of whoever his assailants were.
And did he ever respond?
Yes, he responded, no, we'll take care of it. So, something like that.
No, we'll take care of it.
Something like that.
And that's the only thing you were able to gather from Mr. Shakur.
Yeah, I couldn't get him to talk to me any further than that.
My man said Pac wouldn't say nothing to him. He said, man, we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
And you know, Pac lived by the code, man. So I mean, that's pretty much all that is. It's clear cut. That's what it is. He just, you know, we gonna take care of it. Everybody know what that is. It's, you know, you ain't got to even read in between the lines. It's very clear.
Yeah, man. I like the fact though that how Suge stood tall in that situation, and you know, I understand what it was as far as for Pac to say, like, you know, I don't really have nothing to say to you. I'm just, you know, but maybe thanks for talking to me so I could stay awake.
All right. Thanks for the ride to the hospital. You know?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he had for them.
You know, that's about it. But yeah, let's go see what Mob James talking about though, because Mob James is
about like Woody.
I think he's the best. There you go.
Yeah, man. He about like Woody.
There you go, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, did he take the page out of the Woody book?
That was repeated a couple of times.
Can you tell me what the difference between a gang member and a gangbanger is?
A gang member hangs out. A gangbanger handles his business, put in work, do what the gang do.
And what was your?
That was new to me, family. I ain't know that.
Yeah, I mean,
he said a gang member, because I ain't never been part of no gangs.
Yeah, me neither. So I thought a gang member and a gang banger. I thought, you know, to be a member, you had to be a banger. So, but I guess they got different levels of this shit, and you know, he explained it.
Because I thought if you a member, you a member. You know, that's what I thought it was. If you one of the members.
Nah, he broke it down. So,
but I'm like, when they come on a RICO, do they say, "Oh, well, you a gang member, but you a gang banger"? Do they do that though? Is that part of the game?
Nah, I think it's just a swooping net. They come through and they swoop everybody up like fish in the sea. And if you get caught up in the net, you caught up in it.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out like how you a member and all your people doing all this type of activity and you ain't doing something.
But can get caught up. You know, so it's like a unaliving, and a person runs into a store and unalive someone, and it wasn't planned by the driver. They was just, you know, the driver, and you know, once the person get in the car and drive away with him, the driver get caught up the same as the pew pew person. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, that's how it goes.
So I'm pretty sure that's how it goes with the gangs and the RICOs, you know, and then you got to get a lawyer and every man for himself after that.
But is it supposed to be every man for themselves after that?
When the gang get caught up, there is nobody in the gang that's gonna come and say, "Hey, we got everybody's lawyer." If you do, you're a tough gang, got a lot going on. But I have yet to see that happen when these charges come out like that, where it's 20 different people that they round up. You know, after that, everybody get their own people,
and one person just be like, "I got." And see, that's one of the key things that they talk about with this Lil Durk case, is that I think, what's the guy name? I be paying attention for that, Trenches News, that it's a lot of people who like in Chicago who got the money and they don't look out for their hitters. They ain't looking out for their members.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So that's what he was saying, like, you know, like you got to do that. If not, they telling on you.
Yeah, yeah. Once the heat get on you,
maybe not Mob James, because he got a little bit more to say.
Yeah,
you know, but yeah, because I feel you.
Role with Death Row.
I was the guy that if something happened, she would have you take care of that. Like Snoop Dogg trial, there was issues up there. I was sent up there to make sure those problems didn't happen again.
And are those problems, and I'm not asking you to get into specifics, but are those problems meaning issues with other people who might be gangbanging or might be trying to threaten folks? That type of thing?
Correct. Yes.
And you are somebody that should relied on to be able to protect his roster of music artists and other things like that.
Correct.
And after you were asked to help out with Snoop, did Snoop have any other problems?
No, we didn't have one issue at court.
Now, I'm going to ask you, fast forward a little bit, to were you familiar with the Southside Compton Crips?
Yes.
Would you say they were somebody you were in alliance with or a rivalry with?
Right.
Okay.
Just one final question. You're here today, and I think the state had asked this question under a subpoena. You're ordered to be here today, right?
Yes.
In terms of that subpoena, for instance, is that's the only reason why you're here is because of that subpoena?
I don't have no other reason to be here.
Yeah. In order for you to get that subpoena, you were served that subpoena back in California
Yes.
by a police officer?
I don't know. He wasn't in uniform.
Okay. And that order required you to go to a court in California?
I had to go to court in Victorville.
And then that court in California said you have to show up here.
And in that court, I cussed them out and told them, you can't make me do nothing.
Right.
And in that court, they told me that I would be in attempted court. Me raising my grandkids, I'm not going to put my grandkids in the car and move somewhere so y'all can't find me. So
Look, Mob J said he was thinking about dipping on the case.
Yeah. Right. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I don't want to be there.
He said, man, if it weren't for these grandbabies, man, I'm trying to tell you, I'd have been gingerbread on their ass.
What you say? I'm not new to this.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Not
But at least
gingerbread.
Yeah, but he being honest.
all that running and living a different life, I ain't doing it. So I agreed to come. And I explained to everybody in here, you ask me something, I'm gonna be honest about. You ask me something I don't want to talk about, you're gonna have a problem. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not gonna send him to prison.
You are.
You are.
So the accusation now is because of the fact that
It looked like Keefe wanted to laugh, did he?
Yeah.
That's the little head shake though, cuz he give a little head shake like this dude crazy.
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to ask you questions, you're blaming it on me.
You asking me questions. If I just answer your questions, we gonna have a problem in here, a misunderstanding. And you're asking me something that wouldn't be good for him.
Right.
The attorney said right.
Right. You want me to do your job to send him somewhere, but that was actually his lawyer, so that's the crazy part about it. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't even the state, so that's that was the funny part about it. So he was checking his lawyer. You know what I mean? Like, you asked me to, say something that's gonna hurt him pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So why are you doing it?
That sound like kind of telling though without telling. Because that's so you got some incriminating something that you don't want to say.
Yeah, it's pretty dry. It's pretty dry, snitching. And but he wasn't gonna say it. Period. He stood on it. He stood on business, and that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, y'all ain't gonna make me say no. I'm a grown ass man.
I think at the end of this trial, man, we can take.
It's like, well, we can lock your grown ass up.
Oh, right. We should be able to take the YSL with Woody and this guy right here and do a crazy mosh up video afterwards, because it's crazy work, So I like when a person go in and they stand on business and don't let them get ran all over in court, because people get nervous. This dude don't have a nervous bone in his body.
Mob James though, he allegedly, Nobody knows. But the way I see that, cuz like he respected the streets as far as and the gang. Like they both, he like, man, I'm 61 years old. I'm an old man. I done put in a lot of work. He just told you, Sugar, tell me, like, hey, go make that not happen.
Right. Right. Yeah. So
You know? So
and he's free. And he's a free man.
yeah,
You know,
free
so,
man. He out with the grandbabies. He like,
right.
man, I'm trying to enjoy life with my grandbabies. I ain't got no
Right.
time to be playing with y'all, man. You know? That's crazy though. But stay tuned. It is more to come because Tupac case is not done yet. It's definitely not done. Keefe-d got to get a verdict. But we're gonna go ahead and head to check out this story on the u.s.s. Lincoln. Y'all know they've been deployed for quite some time, and they got an RTHP and a relief now. So it's been a lot of controversy about it, but we want to check out a couple stories from some of the family members that's speaking out.
Normally when you go to war, you do rotation, then you know you're coming home.
These days, Erica Vandermeer rarely puts her phone down. It's the only lifeline she and her son-in-law have to their family member, a sailor aboard the u.s.s. Abraham Lincoln.
I keep hearing, well, they signed up for this. They didn't sign up to be on a ship in the middle of the ocean with no port calls, no feet on the ground. That wasn't in the brochure when they...
Ma'am, it's not a brochure when we go sign up. It's not a brochure. And you do sign up for that. That's what the military is. Not a job. It's not a I can call in sick today. It's not a when I'm off work, I can't be recalled 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365. But that's what that sound like she describing though, because port calls aren't guaranteed either. I've been deployed plenty of times in the middle of the ocean, and we had all these places, wonderful places we were supposed to go and wanted to take pictures, and ended up in Gitmo a lot.
Yeah, but I think 272 days is wild work of not going to a port. That's a long time, bro. So that's 9 months.
Okay, but that's a job though. That's the military. It ain't a cruise ship.
Correct. I mean, I understand that. But when was the last time a ship stayed out that long though? That's a long time in the middle of the ocean. Like you didn't go to port for 9 months.
It's a place. It's a village. An aircraft carrier. It's a city on the water.
I get it.
It's a city on the water.
Oh, 5,000 plus people. I understand that. That's it's a long time.
It's built for that though. You know, but what is it supposed to be though? Like, is it supposed to be like in a wartime where it's like what? In a wartime, it's supposed to be what? Is it still supposed to be like where if you can't go and you don't have the resource to relieve that command, then are you supposed to just say, oh well, everybody is tired, we need to go get a port call and we'll come back to the war?
No, I just think leadership should make sure there's some kind of rotation that's shorter than that amount of time.
That's shorter than that amount of time, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you look at
I'm not agreeing with you. I hear your comment though, but I don't agree with that because
when you was out there, what's the longest that you stayed out in the middle of the ocean?
Longest was 90 days, one tour before we ported.
Not 3 months.
Yeah,
This is
90
8 months.
days. That was 90 days, but I wasn't in the Navy. I was in the Coast Guard.
And I still think that's a long time for
Okay.
the Coast Guard. 90
But
days.
but this the thing, right? So how about a Marine that go on a mission that they might not even come back from?
That's true.
How about that?
That mean they died.
Right?
Right.
So how about, arm some Rangers on the same type of situation?
Do you believe in morale?
I'm saying that you can maintain morale in an environment like that. What you have is a new generation of young people that's soft. And that's where that's coming from. That's exactly where that's coming from. Because it ain't I guarantee it ain't no senior personnel that was crying about how long they've been out.
Yeah, but it wasn't about as long as they've been out. It was.
Yes, it was.
Wait a minute.
This whole story is about.
Right. But
they've been out too long, and what you just said was they don't need to be deployed that long. It's about length.
But also the conditions of the ship. They were saying that they couldn't get the food out there. They needed to get out there. That the ship was falling apart. The plumbing was messed up. When you do the port calls, these are some of the things to get fixed and addressed when they do the port call.
That's some of the things that get fixed and addressed when they do a dockside or a dry dock. Okay, you only pull into port for stores and supplies, and that's it. And you go back out. Port calls are not supposed to be dry docks or docksides. That's when you in for like 6-7 months.
Yeah,
maybe even a year. You get extended. Okay, but during a war, conflict, high op tempo, all right, you can get parts and stuff right out there. You can get stores to come in. You can get planes that bring in food. That's where the morale is kept. But the thing is that when you in a situation like that, you got this thing called where you at GQ, all right, all day long because you're in a conflict zone. So ain't no open hatches. You don't know if you're gonna get hit by a bomb, by a missile. All right, and this is constant. It's watches, constant. It's people going through every compartment of the ship all the time. So the thing is that you doing that anyway when you just in transit. You doing that anyway if you out there doing bar pats. All right. It's just in this situation, it's a war going on. So when you in boot camp and you having to do all these things that your parents never made you do, that you never been in an environment to do, to be tough, really, when you think you tough, but you're not that tough for real, and it's really your mental, that's what this prepares you for. But you got a young group now who comes in and everybody complains like shit. And then you get, when they get to the news and the media, and then they shape it. And then you get a group of people that's just like, that some people have never served in the military. And some people also have negative views about the military. So they come up with all these wild things about how it's supposed to be. And it's just like, man.
So the letters coming home from the sailors talking about the conditions of the ship is just wave it off to they suckers. Not suckers, they're lazy. They're just the new generation, and what they're saying has no merit.
That's what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, you got people that fix toilets. That's a rating, a damage controlman. They do plumbing and welding and the whole, and carpentry and masonry. They do all that stuff. So those people are supposed to be maintaining that. If they need cleaning supplies, then they need that. The storekeepers need to be ordering the cleaning supplies so they can keep the toilet. You clean the toilets where you live at. You living on a boat. How your toilet clean dirty? How your bathroom, your head? That's what it's called. How's the head dirty and you lived it?
Yeah, they said the plumbing was jacked up. So I mean, they can't really get down in the pipes without disassembling some stuff and probably being in port for a while to do that. And when I did overhaul on aircraft carriers, that was actually one of my first jobs
in dry dock.
in the CHP tank. Yes, in dry dock. But
Right.
200. But
how many months you had to work there? How many
in the
months?
dry dock, it was months. You know, I mean,
Months,
I think
right?
the Kennedy was dry dock for almost
Okay,
2
then.
years.
So
Almost 2 years.
what I'm saying is, family, is that there are people on board who can fix certain stuff. If they need a dry dock and they need a dockside, then that's what the story needs to come out. The
So
story needs to come out.
your thing is 272 days. The sailors just need to just suck it up and deal with it
Until they got relief.
in the ocean. Now, this is not just a 272 day deployment. This is 272 days in the middle of the ocean without never docking.
Man, if we had POWs, if we had POWs in camps for 2 years, 3 years, and we had a Marine that just came home and he was over there in Russia and he looked, yeah, they in the middle of the war and they ain't getting hit. They ain't no threats. They complain about living conditions. That's it. In the military, it's not a cruise liner, and you in the military.
Okay.
You know, it could be worse.
Yeah, I mean, it
could be worse.
Yeah, I mean, anything could be worse.
No. Let me say this. So we can't just put that anything could be better. No, it could be other military war conditions that could be worse that they could be in.
Yeah.
It could be other military war conditions that it could be worse that they could be in. You know, that's it. We're going to run the tape, though.
Signed up.
The Lincoln was due home from the war in Iran in May, but it's now past 260 days at sea. Sailors haven't made a port visit in more than 7 months. More than 200 family members brought concerns about reports of deteriorating conditions to a Navy town hall on August 6th. Officials said sailors have access to counselors and doctors and that more mental health staff are on the way, but shared little about other conditions on the ship. President Trump was asked about their complaints last week.
Members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the u.s.s. Lincoln.
Well, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not.
The deployment's gone on too long. Are you worried
No,
about
no.
mental health?
Not nearly long enough. Thank you, everybody.
Damn.
When the war kicked off, Erica second-guessed her vote for Trump.
I support him, but I don't support that remark because he doesn't have loved ones out there. When this is all over, he should take a tour and then let him reflect on that comment. Bye, guys. Love you.
Most families of the crew haven't spoken publicly, afraid it could mean trouble for their loved ones aboard the ship. Erica and John agreed on the condition that we not use their sailor's name.
She's been struggling. I think the only thing that helps her is when she gets videos from me of the boys. That brings her spirits up.
It's been 9 months since John last saw his wife.
To infinity and beyond. Mama loves you, Gunny.
She recorded this for the boys while she's on deployment because she misses them so much. I haven't gotten them as much sleep because I have been nervous about her. And I'm also nervous about the boys because I don't have my partner here to help me with them. So I'm always nervous that I'm not doing enough for the boys.
Another carrier, the u.s.s. George Washington, is sailing toward the Arabian Sea to replace the Lincoln. But the Navy hasn't said when it will arrive or when John's wife will finally come home. A Navy veteran himself, John served on a deployment like this one, which is why he's not buying the reasons his country went to war.
I don't agree with the war. I don't agree with this war at all. I voted for Trump in 2016, and I will continue to vote for him in 2020 and 2024. So I'm nervous for 2028. We don't know if we're going to vote for. A war in Iran is pretty much like the biggest thing that we asked not for him to do. And he did that.
The Department of Defense did not respond to our request for comment. With no clear exit strategy for the U.S. in its latest war in the Middle East, John is grappling with more than just the concern for his wife.
Since this war has started, it has shown us one thing, that America is sadly not the strongest country in the world, as we still thought it would be. It's very disheartening because my father, he fought in the war in Iraq. And now it seems like this, like Iran's off for nothing too as well.
Yeah, this is the longest time out in the Navy that is happened. Before that, they got in 2000, the u.s.s. Dwight Eisenhower stayed out for 106 days in the sea without docking for COVID, 206 days. And before that, it was 2021. The u.s.s. Theodore Roosevelt stayed out for 160 days during the whole enduring freedom for 9/11.
Okay. So, you can make history, all right, or you can cry about it. And just like dude at the end, he was he sound like he's raising children that's going to be crying about the conditions. Like it's just going to get worse. And he's saying that he's not against serving in the military because he said his dad did it. So he was following in his dad's footsteps. He had 2 babies right there. Both of them could probably serve. So but now it's like, oh, you should come home when you get tired and blah. Like you in the military. Like there is no come home when you get tired. Like you can't quit. You can't even quit it. Like you have to give up and just walk away. Like you can't quit though. Like you can't, once you end, you can't just go to work one day and just, when you on active duty and be like, you know what, I quit. I just hand in a resume, like a resignation letter. Like you can't do that.
Right. Yeah, you signed you signed up for the contract, for the duration of it. And it's probably nowhere in what the lady said in the pamphlet.
Yeah, like it's
probably nowhere in the pamphlet where it say that won't happen.
That it won't happen.
So I mean, on that aspect it is, but I still feel like it's a failure in leadership to have him out there that long. So
a failure in leadership. That's your shot at Trump. That's your shot at Trump.
No, that's my shot at Hegseth.
I get it. I mean, Trump is.
And Trump literally said when he was asked about it, he said, "Well, they ain't been out there long enough."
Yeah,
that's what he said. So I mean,
I don't necessarily agree with his answer, but I understand. Like shout out to Born Ready 718 in the building. They on call 24/7. So when you sign up for the military, it's not a, oh well, we done been here since 8 o'clock this morning. It's time for us to go, and that's how they sound to me. Shout out to lovely ATV. What's up, bug? Who else we got in the building? Peace. Kushan Jones 14, do 6 in the building. Yes, indeed. And we got who else we got in here? We got Born Ready 718. Peace. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this next story, y'all. We got the viral Waffle House rap song star gets fired, man. He got a little smash out here on his hands, man. That's making everybody go get that patty melt with the hash browns.
A Gwinnett County man getting a massive wave of support tonight online after going viral for rapping about his now former employer, Waffle House.
Atlanta News' first Bridget Spencer's live in Sandy Springs. Bridget, he says he was fired for promoting the company.
That's right. Edric Riley says the company fired him after he was making social media content about Waffle House, but he also says the firing actually did not surprise him. Some on social media call Edric Rockstar Riley the king of Waffle House, especially after he made this song talking about the menu.
I didn't expect for them to be wanting to play Waffle option in the club. Everybody turned up for waffles and bacon. Yeah, I was just talking Waffle House business. Like I'm talking about a company that I worked 20 years for that I love with a passion.
Riley says he had 2 dreams in life.
I wanted to move up, be a manager of a store, all that. I've held every position that a regular average employee can hold.
The other was pursuing music at the same time.
My songs were just supposed to be rotating in the jukebox. I have a whole eight-song Waffle House tape, all completely clean, no cussing.
But when he was fired Friday, he says it didn't catch him by surprise per se. He was just disappointed.
I'm not out here taking purses, or I'm not out here selling drugs. I'm just out here promoting a company that I worked for 20 years in the most positive light.
In a statement, Waffle House says they support creativity outside of work, but they have certain policies. They say in part, quote, Waffle House ended its employment relationship with Mr. Riley following repeated violations of company policy prohibiting unauthorized filming of promotional media content on company property.
I'm making happy music, positive music, and this is how they react towards me. But literally, it's, you have a policy. So if you're going to enforce it, it's supposed to be enforced on everyone.
Riley says multiple producers and artists have reached out. He since started a GoFundMe to help with living expenses and studio time to pursue music. And Waffle House also said in that statement that they did everything to try to help Riley keep his job. They say they were left with no choice. Meanwhile, Edric Riley says he's going to continue to pursue music and perform that song and make new music as well.
What you think, family?
It's a couple things, man. There's a lot to unpack there. I mean, 20 years at the Waffle House, that's a long time.
And you're not a manager already,
right?
I don't know. I don't know if that. I ain't know if that was a low blow, thinking that, or
nah.
You know. But I'm just like, damn, Dub too. Go ahead, family.
Yeah. 20 years at the Waffle House. Making the videos. If they got a policy that you can't do that in there, I get it. But probably part of the problem is when you're making the videos, are you on the clock, sir? You know, are you making these videos on the clock? You know, are you getting paid to make these videos on the clock? And that could be a problem.
It'd be slow in there sometimes, though.
It'd be very slow in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, at the end of the day, the Waffle House, I think what he's doing in lines with the culture of the Waffle House. You know what I mean?
Enlightenment. I don't know, man. That's a staple.
So for one, when
in the black country in America,
so when you leave the club in a lot of cities, after hour spots, clubs, or whatever, the only thing that's open is the Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? The Waffle House didn't even close for COVID. You know what I mean? They adjusted and made walk-up windows and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And if you want to see some really good fight videos, they coming out of the Waffle House. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it really in lines with after hour club stuff. After church stuff. Like he said, all his music is clean. I think Waffle House probably could have.
They fired him then. Why he get fired? I'm trying to see where you go. What do you think?
They saying he got fired because he's doing it, doing filming and posting it on social media, which is part of their policy not to have him filming in the Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? Now I used to drive for U.S. Foods and used to deliver to Waffle House. It's really nothing to see. Like in the back, there is no back. There's a refrigerator back there, a walk-in fridge. Stuff like that. Actually is one of the cleanest places that I delivered to.
Waffle House, shout
the
out.
Waffle House, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a whole lot going on in the back. You got the front line, which they pretty much keep clean in most Waffle Houses, and they just don't want him up there videotaping the inside the establishment. So I mean,
they don't want them front twerking on the hash browns.
Yeah, I mean, everybody know what the Waffle House look like. Everybody, what you see right there, that is the what you call it. The manager's office is literally a closet in every Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? A real closet. So it's not like he's showing something that everyone hasn't seen. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's crazy. But I think if he's doing it on the clock, that's gonna be an issue with management. You know what I mean? And then they said they try to do everything like, hey man, you gotta chill out with this. And he like, nah, I'm getting views. I'm gonna do it again. What y'all gonna do? Fire me? I've been here for 20 years. And at some point they said, yeah, we fired you.
So you saying he thought he was part of a union that he wasn't part of?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But the crazy part about it, he's been there for 20 years. He said he got an 8-song album with nothing but Waffle House music. Waffle House has became his whole identity. You get what I'm saying?
I'm saying
That's
he figured it out till it, you know, but he just gotta come with something else now. Now maybe he gotta do Denny's. Maybe he gotta do show.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he can go work for
Bob Evans or somebody like that. You know,
auto body shop or a rim shop or something like that, and make music. They will welcome it. You know, put that song out. They have him under contract. We need 3 songs this year, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he can go. He can go do Cracker Barrel. Hell.
Yeah, I think he got a new one out. I seen a video yesterday.
Yep, he could do Cracker Barrel for real. He could do that one. He could do what's another little breakfast?
Nah, he can't do Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel ain't having that shit. He'll be in a barrel messing around with them.
Man.
You know,
I don't. That's wild work. That's wild work. I always thought Cracker Barrel was racist. I tell all my light skinned friends whenever we chilling and we going to go get breakfast, don't take me to Cracker Barrel because it's white racist.
I don't eat at Cracker Barrel.
And they'd be like, "What do you mean?" I'd be like, "Look at the sign."
Yeah. And did you see the outrage when they changed the sign? When they changed the sign, the white people, the racist people went crazy. Not the white people, but the racist people went crazy.
So I was like, nah, I won't support that. You know, I'm not gonna let you take me to the Negro kitchen. You feel me? They ain't got no N-word kitchen out here, do they?
Born Ready said, you will be surprised Cracker Barrel will probably offer him a job first. So
they might do that. You know, they might do that. But yeah, man, that's unfortunate that they fired him. I think that he should have been trying to be that manager that he was talking about being a long time ago, maybe, 7 years in the game.
Well, I think what he should have did was really pivoted over to talking to corporate and getting a job in marketing for Cracker Barrel. You know, going to the marketing department.
For Waffle House?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, for Waffle House.
How?
It's upper management. You gotta make a phone call.
I mean, what's the pitch though? Some
email.
You got the co-seasons, got the welcome to the Waffle. You just had a remix. What you telling him? Because I don't think he got that game.
I would want to sit down with
he got that
and show them these views and show them that, hey, we can put these on commercial. We can use this song for a commercial. I would have tried to push it all the way up because they were playing it at the clubs. They played the song in the clubs. You see what I'm saying?
You ain't been to no club where you heard "Welcome to the Waffle."
I ain't been to the club in 20 years. The dude said they playing the song in the club. He said, I never thought they would be playing it in the club, but they play it in the club. You know what I'm saying? That might be local. I don't know. And I'm pretty sure.
Might be around that way he at, though. I'm sure he's going to Miami and they welcome to the Waffle at least.
What you say? That's the last song they play at the end of the night. It's time to go home. Y'all take it to the Waffle House. But that's the way I would have marketed. I would have showed him the views. If he got, close to 1 million views on it or something like that, I would have showed him the views and be like, hey, look, we can do something with this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I still go back to work after it die down, but right now, let me push this. But like you said, he probably don't know what to do when it comes.
They put it on the jukebox though. They put it on the jukebox for him, so it's playing there in rotation. I'm sure he get a royalty from that. You know what I think they did? I think they realized how much money he gonna get from the royalty from it paying him on the jukebox now. And they was just like, all right, you're probably gonna be a millionaire once you realize. He probably don't know. He probably don't even know. But once he gets an attorney, and if they got it on the jukebox and it's playing constantly in all of the Waffle Houses, then probably what's gonna happen is he gonna get a check. And once he get that check, he not gonna realize how much money he gonna get when he finally get that first royalty check.
Right.
That might be what happened.
That's possible.
And they like you gonna quit anyway, because it ain't no way in the world he get a $400,000 check in his hand, he gonna be back.
Nah, definitely not. Definitely. But honestly,
flipping,
he can run that jukebox. He can run it up too, because if you download the Waffle House jukebox app, you can play songs in any Waffle House in the United States from your phone without being nowhere near that Waffle House. So that's crazy work. So if you got a song in the Waffle House jukebox, you can make your song come on in any Waffle House without even going to that Waffle House.
What type of AI is that? What you talking about,
It's the Waffle House jukebox app.
So on the app, so you just can play it.
Yeah, you download the app, you pick which store you wanted to play in, and it'll play with it in any store that got the jukebox app in it.
But you said hold up. I'm confused though for a second. You said you pick which store. So what do you? So I thought
Okay,
you could do it all Waffle Houses across the world.
Yeah, so say that has the jukebox, the new jukebox that they have. So say DB Chef has a song, right? And you get it into the Waffle House app music list or whatever. You see what I'm saying? You can go from where you're sitting right now, and you can play your song right now where you're sitting in a Waffle House in Tupelo, Mississippi, and never step foot in that store. You just
Okay, but I couldn't play one in all the Waffle Houses in Mississippi, only in Tupelo.
No, all the Waffle Houses that have the app. Every last one.
At the same time, you saying I'm coming on rotation at the same time?
Nah, you're not coming in rotation. You literally picking. So say my man, say I want to play Jay-Z song right now in your state at your nearest Waffle House. I can open the app, I can pick that song, I can hit play, and it will play in the Waffle House down the street from your house.
Okay, that's fair. But what about the other one that's like up the road and the other one that's up the road and around the corner?
No, it's individual picks. Like you got to do it. You can't do it all. You saying like hit it at one time and it play
the whole state. I mean, that's the way you explained it the first time. So I'm just making sure I ain't here, but I got you if you say I can play it on the store, like one store at a time. Yeah, that's cool. If you can do
what
that.
are you talking about? If we boycott Waffle House,
what did he say?
Who will hire black fellas?
If we boycott Waffle House, who will hire black felons? And plus, where will people who want to fight after the club go? Oh no, what they doing is they having a conversation in the chat. We having a conversation on the live.
Okay,
I see what's going on. But yeah, he gonna be all right, man. I think he gonna be all right. Once he get his first royalty check, I think he gonna be straight.
He'll be fine.
Man, so now we're gonna head down to the Funky D. The Triple D, Karmelo Anthony, is requesting a new trial. Y'all seen he had just got convicted for 35 years, 17-year-old, accused of stabbing another kid at a high school track meet. So let's see what they talking about.
Anthony is seeking a new trial for the 2025 stabbing death of Austin Metcalf. Anthony's attorneys argue the trial judge violated his rights by holding off-the-record conferences. And today, a chunk of the hearing focused on a so-called gentleman's agreement that governed how the trial played out.
Evidence the jury never heard during.
I gotta stop this real quick though, cause like check this out. Like I have a problem with it. No, you cool. I'm just gonna pull this like this. Man, why they have my man dressed like this?
Trial judge violated his rights by holding off-the-record conferences. And today, a chunk of the hearing focused on a so-called gentleman's agreement that.
This right here.
That's slave wear, bro.
They got the young boy in burlap.
Yeah, man. Yeah. They got him dressed like a straight slave.
This is crazy to me. Like sometimes when I see this stuff, I'm just like, is he paid? Like is this even real? Because it's like it's 2026 and look at the imagery.
Yeah.
Like a like an orange jumpsuit wouldn't have been, they said they already tried to make orange was the new black. Okay. So
yeah, if you Photoshop that and put a field in the back with a horse, it would definitely 100% look like some back in the day stuff. Make it a black and a
Look, you know, with the background, you done changed the background on it, Code Seeds. You said
yeah, because
all you need is some crops, some cotton to pick, and a mule out back, huh?
yeah, I don't know what this wear is. I mean, is that like the new Bob Barker prison wear? Like, what is this?
Crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. You know, it's the stuff like this that had me like, man, I wish the young brother could get another shot. Cause I'm just like this right here. If this for this whole situation or whatever he was going, whatever you know the case is and all that stuff, it's just like, damn. They hit him with the burlap, Kuta Kente rap.
Mm-hmm.
Governed how the trial played out.
Evidence the jury never heard during Karmelo Anthony's murder trial was revealed in court Thursday as his new defense team argues for a new trial. The 19-year-old was convicted of murder in June and sentenced to 35 years in prison for fatally stabbing Austin Metcalf at a Frisco ISD track meet in April 2025. His new defense team is arguing the way the trial was conducted violated Anthony's constitutional rights, and they're asking for a new trial. Russell Wilson, Anthony's new defense attorney, argued Anthony was not present during pretrial hearings, which is his right.
The main factor to it is everyone has a right to a public trial and to have trial that the public can watch as a constitutional right, just to make sure that things are done fairly and that people that are concerned about their community can hear what's going on.
Anthony's former trial defense attorney, Mike Howard, took the stand. Much of Thursday's testimony centered on a gentleman's agreement between the prosecution and defense to keep damaging character evidence about both Anthony and his victim out of the courtroom. Part of the evidence shared in court Thursday suggested aggressive and racist behavior from Austin Metcalf, with Anthony's attorney saying they could have brought up school records if it weren't for the agreement. It also revealed additional.
So hold up.
Hold
up. Wait a minute. So they had evidence and they made an agreement not to use any of the evidence because
it showed that he was racist before that day,
or him fighting and having a history of being overly aggressive, of provoking shit,
and racist,
of bullying,
and racist.
You know, like I'm gonna make you like this.
Right. Yeah, that's a crazy agreement to have. And was that the agreement with his defense team and the prosecution, or was that just an agreement with the prosecution and the state?
That was prosecution and defense.
Why would defense make that kind of agreement?
Because when they had discovery, they found out all these things and they wanted to use them. But I'm sure they had something on Karmelo too, and we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that because we only looking at that side right there. Now they said they ain't want to admit his stuff because it was some stuff that would be racist, show history of violence. They ain't want to do that. So what they had on Melo?
Damaging information about Anthony, including a reported obsession with knives and a girlfriend who previously reported stalking behavior. Again, this.
Come on, man.
I'm saying, family, if you got a history with knives and you poke somebody up, that's serious. The stalking, that just adds some fuel to the fire.
Right, but I mean, a lot of people that have guns and have to defend themselves or whatever the case may be, they may have a history with guns. They may have 15 guns at the house and they only use one to defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? And then the stalking thing, a history of stalking for a teenage boy in school, your girlfriend break up with you and you just want to know why and you're trying to get back with her, that could be considered stalking, I guess. I'm still not picking up what they putting down. I'm just not.
Man, I can dig it, but like the first thing you said, you can only shoot one gun at a time. You know, maybe if you got two and you two-hand John Wayne out here, you know, wide up somebody, you know, but at the end of the day, having a history of it though.
But what does that look like?
And
What does a history of liking knives look like?
Well, they had some text messages and some stuff where he sent some text messages, or he made some post on social media or something that was about, I can't wait to stab somebody and lick the blood off the knife.
Oh no.
That's what he said on social media. It was one of his texts. So, you know, I'm not saying that he did that. I'm saying he could have watched that in a movie and thought that that was something gangster to say. Like, I'm not putting that on him in a negative light. I'm just saying, though, if you do something like that, though, you know, then, and now you in court, and now you on trial for a murder from a stabbing. That's, and it's a jury trial. You're not taking no plea. When they hear something like that, it's gonna be the perception. They're gonna be like, "But damn, you was already thinking like this." So I'm understanding why the defense didn't want that admitted. You know, and then the stalking just adds to kind of like with the other kid, the young white kid, if he got a history of starting fights, you know, then if he got a history of starting fights, then he a bully. So he's looking for he's looking to antagonize, to pick at, you know. He don't know how to just leave well enough alone. He want to had a last word, be the and this, that, and the third or whatever, you know. It's real feminine energy.
But yeah, so that was in 2024 when he said that.
But they wouldn't want that admitted, because then Karmelo's self-defense would be that he was provoked and the dude got a history of being a bully. You see? So they traded damning evidence. It may have helped them. It may help. Now that that's come to light, it may help in a new trial. They may grant him a new trial. You know? And then I think in the new trial, what I think is going to happen is he going to get that time that we were saying when we was going over the verdict, that he probably going to get about 15.
Yeah, so they'll run it down a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're gonna knock a dub off.
Well, it's to be seen, and I'm pretty sure we'll cover it. We've been talking about this for quite some time now, and
yeah, you know, I think they're gonna knock a dub off for him, because I mean, what else could you do? What's done is done. The young kid already lost his life. You know, racist or bully, young kid lost his life. Family lost a son. You know, somebody lost their brother, their sister, whoever. You know, cousin, niece, nephew. So like, he still have to, you know, take responsibility for his actions. Karmelo does. But I thought that 35 years was, you know, with the minimal amount of the way it seemed vague. It didn't seem like everything was being put out there. You know, the way we was getting pieces of the story, it didn't seem like everything was being discussed. But now we see why. Now we see why everything wasn't being discussed. Because they was hiding stuff, because they both had things, but it didn't work out in Karmelo's favor at all. You know. But yeah, like it was before, y'all. It's still peace and love to both sides, the Metcalf family and the Anthony family, man. But we still don't want to see Melo be gone away for 35. Now that now that we know both people can be wrong, you know, and people need to pay attention to that, because sometimes, you know, that being wrong could cost you your life. So you got to be careful. But moving to our fifth topic tonight, y'all, we got what in the world is identifying as trans Black? Y'all know we in a culture now. I mean, shoot, I'm like half a century out here, and it's a lot of new cultural norms and a lot of new societal norms that have just been happening over the last, you know, 20 years. And I guess with this whole gender war that's going on, or identity war that's going on, you know, I just ask everybody be good human beings. Are you a good human being? That's it. You know, if we could get it to that, you know, then it might be, you know, we might have some civil peace out here, you know. But as long as we got all this other, you know, craziness going on and stuff like that, and I ain't talking about a person gender, you know what I'm saying? Live your life how you want to live your life. All right. If you're not a good human being, then you still just gonna be doing that and, you know, dealing with other stuff that ain't going your way. But this a wild story though, because I never heard of a trans Black anything, except for maybe a Black Trans Am when you put it together. But yeah, let's get into this.
Too Many Mimosas, presented to you by DBCHEFTV.
WTF is trans Black.
Transracial Black women like myself have
Oh,
a more
hell
beautiful
nah, man.
understanding of
Nah.
Nah.
Hell nah.
Nah.
Hell no.
Nah, because
No, sir. No,
no.
sir. No, sir. No.
Nay.
No.
Nay.
No.
You ain't even hear
No.
what she got to say.
I don't have to.
You ain't
I
even
don't
hear
have
what she
to.
got to say.
Mm-mm.
You ain't even hear what she got to say.
Listen.
You gotta heard her.
I wasn't expecting this right here.
You
This
wasn't
not
expecting this?
No. You know, I thought it was going to be like a trans Black person. You know what I'm saying?
No, I told you we don't read. No, it in no way in the world will we ever have, unless we had somebody from the trans community, a person identifying as trans, anything, woman, trans, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they would be coming on the show, chopping it up with us. We would be interviewing, having a conversation. It wouldn't be we doing no topic on you. Like,
no, this is like me identifying as a horse.
I ain't on that. I might identify as a horse. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes.
Oh man.
I'm just saying. Woo! Oh, but cuz you gotta understand, cuz this right here is a part of the culture. When it becomes trend, you know, I'm thinking, and you know what? I ain't even gonna get into it. I'm gonna let this Black woman say what she got to say.
All right, go ahead, Queen. Let's see what you got to say.
Oh, Mama, you know I love you, baby.
a beautiful understanding of Blackness than cisracial Black women. And that's what I want to talk about today. Especially
she says she got a
bro. She trolling. She trolling, man.
Says she got a beautiful understanding of being a Black woman more than Black women.
She's trolling, bro.
That's what she said.
She being disrespectful.
She disrespectful.
Yeah, she disrespectful, man. She's trolling. She's trolling, bro. This can't be real. This cannot be real.
Wait, oh man, the best is yet to come.
because of all the propaganda nowadays telling Black women to hate themselves, someone that chooses to present as a Black woman every single day That's incredibly beautiful. One of the most common questions I've been asked is, are you planning on getting any medical procedures to help affirm your transracial identity, like melanin replacement therapy, things like that? And the answer
Melanin replacement therapy.
She trolling, bro. She trolling. Man. She trolling. Yeah, man. This is our shit getting out of hand. If she's not trolling, shit is getting out of hand. I can understand and respect the troll.
Man.
But if this shit is real, this is getting out of damn hand, man. Trans black journey part 1. So it's a part 2 to this shit. Come on, bro.
Let's go.
is no. Trans black women are black women, regardless of what our bodies look like. I don't need to change my skin color or my hair or my makeup or any other physical characteristics to prove to you that I am black. Saying that I need to pass as black is actually trans race phobia. It is.
Okay, you hear the music playing in the background?
Saying that she need to.
Yeah,
it's trans race phobia, cuz.
Trans black phobia. Trans race. Yeah, this is not real.
This is real. This is real.
This is not real.
She's a trans black woman.
And she got a I'm black and I'm proud on shirt.
Black and proud.
Man, somebody gonna get their paws on that girl and she gonna regret this.
Now, is that being black?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. she's not gonna regret it. No one's gonna put her hands on it. I mean, Drewski do his thing against their coaches.
Beat the chick up. You wanted her to get beat up, cuz god dang.
Well, I know real black women, okay? And
beat her up.
Sometimes they not gonna put up with some of this stuff that we're seeing now, you know what I'm saying? But I mean what she's doing is right there on it's Drewski level type shit.
Is it Drewski? She's not in blackface.
She's not in blackface, but I mean she's in a black shirt. So,
it's gray.
With black on it.
And the letters are white.
And she's calling herself black and saying that she understands the black.
She's not calling herself black. She's calling herself trans black.
Okay. I guess
TERF rhetoric, transracial exclusionary feminism. 1 second. Oh, and by the way, Free Palestine, my Starbucks identifies as Duncan. Inshallah, Shabbat Shalom, all that good stuff. So I do want to educate everyone on what it means to be a black woman trapped inside a white woman's body, trapped inside an Asian woman's body, which is what I personally am, which means I am both trans Asian and trans black. Transracial identities are valid. My pronouns, which are currently
transracial identities. But she's a trans black person. But what it's called is transracial identities. So tomorrow, if you wake up and you want to say, well, I identify as a white man, or I identify as I don't know, you could just be that. You could just be that. You
know what? Like you said, just be a good person. That's all. I'm not gonna try to keep up with it.
Transracial identity. Okay, and this is a trans black person.
No, this is a troll. She's trolling. That's what she's doing. She's trolling. This is not real. This is not real.
You think it's AI? You think it's AI?
No, I don't think it's AI. I think it's right up there with you might lose your job type.
So do you think? But then she could. What if she sues? What if she goes back to work and they say, "We firing you because you should have not, whether you plan or not, went online and said that you a black girl, knowing that you're not." All right. So then she can sue them for transracial discrimination.
And will probably win. And will probably win. But she's not gonna win in these days. She's gonna have to wait another couple more years before she.
And she has set the case law. And then
this is ridiculous.
how are valid. All identities are valid. So if you are here to actually listen and learn, you can stay. But do not call me white. I do not identify with my race assigned at birth.
I think she's just making the point, I really think she's making the point. And honestly, if you identify as anything other than what you are, you cannot have a problem with what she's saying right now at all.
She does not identify as what her race was assigned to her at birth.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, definitely. That was right. You need to give her another one, man. That was just.
Oh, you know what she gonna get. You know what she gonna get for the black girl, for the trans black girl.
They've had way too much to drink, cut them off. They've had way too much to drink, cut them off. They've had way too much to drink, cut them off. They've had way.
Yeah, we had to give her that 3 times.
Yeah, man. We gonna call her Zebra.
Yeah, somebody should have told her a long time ago. But that's wild though. That is wild that she was able to put it together, a whole argument for the sake of creating this new genre of people. A new genre of people.
I mean, I think she was trolling, but I think, a lot of times comedy starts like that and then it turns into a real thing. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure there are people out there. I mean, just like you got a lot of people out there that's black and in their minds they white. You know what I'm saying?
So are they trans white people?
I guess they trans white people.
How? How?
I guess they think it get them a seat at the table and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
So how do they think they white? That's it, because we want to be able to identify these people. How do they think that they're white? What describes a black person that thinks that they white?
I'm not sure if I want to touch that too much, but
because we just saw a white person that thinks that she identifies as a black woman.
They're disconnected from their blackness. You know what I'm saying? Of being black.
Mm.
Like
what? Like what's an example of being disconnected from your blackness though?
And lean really hard.
Like they don't eat watermelon and fried chicken, or what?
No. Because I mean, I don't eat watermelon.
I love watermelon.
Yeah, I used to, but see, my grandma Annie coming up, she had watermelons in the backyard. I ate so much of it when I was younger. I hate watermelon now. But like
I'm a trans white person.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Stuff like that. But I mean, it's just wild work.
What is it though? It got to be something crazy. Because we got to be able to identify it. She said she gonna pop her ish. She gonna do all that. She gonna pick the most ghetto, kilolo of examples to follow. That's what.
But I will say this: it's not really that you know what I'm saying, you're the trans black, trans white, which I don't even like using this term because it's not a real fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? But people, white people that are like real in tune with black people was probably raised around black people, and black people that's disconnected from black people and really in tune with white people, they were raised around white people. You see what I'm saying? And they didn't have a balance. You know what I'm saying? So
they didn't have a balance of what?
Of just of both cultures. You see what I'm saying? Of both cultures. You know what I'm saying? So I know.
So in this grow up, it was a lot of people calling you N-words and B's and saying and encouraging you to embrace that culture. But in this culture over here, where you was around a couple of other people who was like, they're not saying that word unless they're gonna be deemed racist, then that experiences is now. So now they more white than they is black.
They're more attached to the white than they are to the black, or they're more attached to the black than they are the white. You know, I mean, I know white people that's they're culturally in line with blackness. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all they know because that's what they was around. You know what I'm saying? And I know white black people that's very in tuned and in line with the white culture and understand things that I wouldn't understand, or things like that. So I mean, it's just
That's
what
crazy
you
because
at.
I think all of it is American culture. You know,
Yeah, and it should be.
I don't think black people have no culture in America because everything we got was off the plantation. So if it's a plantation, it's the cultural mindset.
No, I think black people are the culture. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? I think we are the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. Now we good at fucking up some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think we are the culture, and a lot of other cultures gravitate to our things, except for the poverty side of things. You know
You're
what I'm
talking about
saying?
the culture of entertainment, but not the culture of innovation, right?
Oh, innovation. Yeah, we pretty heavy on innovation too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Today,
mean,
nowadays,
probably, yeah,
we
yeah,
got
yeah.
more astronauts than people wanting to be rappers and streamers. Young people.
We may not, but we actually the reason why the astronauts can go up is because of the woman that designed the GPS for the astronauts to be able to go up and return precisely. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I know you're saying like now, what is it right
Yeah,
now? I
now,
don't know
yeah,
what it is
now.
because
No,
I'm not.
because I know when we was promoting marriage and we was promoting family, like that's the generation that those people came out of. All them people that was those inventors and stuff like that made the stoplight, that made the this, that made the that, the all this. Like they was promoting family. They was promoting, respecting each other. They was promoting that. But like I'm talking about, do we got a tomorrow in that? Because that was already done.
I believe
So like,
so. Yeah, I believe so. I think that we not following the tickers right now of the people that's actually doing it, but I believe all that stuff is still happening
no, I'm
in
looking
in
for
the,
'em.
in the works. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
looking for them, and it ain't a lot of us. It ain't even enough of us getting a spotlight on them to where it's enough to be inspiring the majority of us who ain't, you know. And I looked this up and I say that, family, because I'm developing a show called Soul Food History, and the most difficult part of that is finding the new people now. I could do 50 shows right now on all of those people who you was talking about, like the black woman who invented the GPS, which is correct, facto. Okay. I can get all of them, the everybody from authors to everything, but all of them was back then. Who's the people that's now that's
Yeah,
in
so that would be the thing to
thing?
find them.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult because it's short. Like I got about 5 people. We got the young brother who made who turned plastic into fuel.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You got
plastine.
So I don't know, but I know the young brother did that.
Yeah, with the dreads.
And then you got a black EV car
Plastine.
maker
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know we got some black pilots, women who are pilots, first time in the military ever in years. You know what I'm saying? In the history of organizations, admirals, things like that.
Yeah.
I got my finger on some things. I'm watching our people. But we need
So
more.
then, they out there.
That's
You know what I mean?
4. That's 4. That's not 400. So many, like we could go back in the day and talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
but these are extraordinary people. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to be,
and they was under worse conditions than we at now.
allegedly.
Is it allegedly?
Things are pretty messed up out here, bro. But I mean, I want to see
You
that.
ain't gotta go to the back of the bus. You ain't gotta go to the. You ain't never had to go to the back of the bus. You ain't never had to go to the back door. You ain't never got threatened to be hung. You ain't never had to, you know what I'm saying? Neither have I, cuz I ain't saying that like you ain't did this or you ain't. I'm younger than you. All right. They brought me home and said, you know what I'm saying, this your little cousin. So we ain't never go through that, family. You know, and I'm saying those people from that generation, those people who you talking about, they went through that. They were some of the first black people in science, the first black people in government, the first
Right,
black people.
right. But they had to fight harder to get where they are.
And
That's
that's what
just
I'm saying. So
and that's just like, but that's just like now.
fight
That's
is
just,
less harder than what it was, then why aren't there more people to find when I'm
and you
looking?
still have to fight harder. And I mean, you also have to look at the population of people. You know what I'm saying? We're only 12% of the population. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and then out of that 12% of the population, you may have a 0.5% of the people that you're talking about, if that. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not they're not gonna be out here in droves. The people that do that are extraordinary people and
We was
special
back
people.
then, so we less extraordinary people now. I get it. I understand what's going on.
That's not what I was
And
saying.
I know how
That
it
is not what I was
happened.
saying.
and I know how it happened. You know what I'm saying? Just a little baby mama drama. Yeah, that's what it come from. A whole lot of that action. Because them folks had families then. You know, and it was about being something. It wasn't I don't want to work. I'm out here too long. It was about let me be creative. Let me do something. I want to participate because we can't, because we didn't have the right to. So they was motivated. Things done got a little easier when you can sit up and just have kids and get a check. When you could be a man in certain states and get welfare. You know, things done got a whole lot easier. Like real talk, family, and the ambition ain't there. So we know there's a whole bunch of other stuff that happened with slavery and Jim Crow and the families being broken up and all that stuff. But during those years, them Jim Crow years was when, and prior to that was when all them people that we talking about was doing their thing, being extraordinary, making history. These people that we can come and call black innovators and creators, you know. And like I said, I could do 400-500 stories on them.
Right, but you're looking
we
at
done
over a
heard that
period. You're
already.
looking at a period of,
Where the new people at? I want to see where the new folks at, and it's difficult because I'm searching for them. I'm doing the research. I'm trying to get, and I can grab certain things, but I don't see it where it's like I could do content on them, on the old folks, for like I could just do a video every single day, you know, 365.
right, because you have 200 years of content to grab from, you know, of people to grab from. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about the here and the now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're going to find those people.
see
And
the
once you start doing that show, people are going to start sending you, hey, check this out.
No, they
Look at
not.
this.
People don't send me nothing now to any of the other shows. And this is the thing. We in a generation now where people believe it when they see it. So I get where you was trying to go with that, but what I'm explaining is like the youth now believe it when they see it. All that old stuff, they're gonna tell you that's old. That's why they don't think about slavery the same way, but like somebody my age, or racism the same way somebody my age would, or your age would. They don't see that because they ain't come up in that. So if they don't see it, they're not gonna believe it. And I'm saying right now, when we talk about mentorship and we talk about being able to realize it, it's so important. Like when I joined the military, and it was people in high ranking positions, but none of them looked like me. Psychologically, when you go into a place like that kills your drive or your desire to think that you can go higher, even that you even safe. Because if you have something that's racial that happens, you fear that even if you go to somebody, they're not going to understand you, because how you know that they ain't thinking the same way in the back of their head. They just at a position where their money matters more, so they're not going to say it directly, but their actions may reflect in it. So when you get that in these places like this, the youth, they don't even think like that. They go in there, they, like you said earlier, if they exposed to this, the majority of them are exposed to that. And they don't be on the racism no more, because you got the little white boys using the N-word, you got the little Hispanic boys using the N-word, the little Filipino boys using the N-word, the Asian boys using the N-word. And then you got the young brother right there with them, all on stream. The Kai Cenats, the Neon, all of them. They all using it. So it's no distinction. They not tripping off racism like that. They don't care about it. So they need to see people that look like them, the other little young black kids. They need to see people that look like them so they can visualize it and be like, oh, I can do this, and there's somebody that I could do this with, that I could be that today, right now. Not somebody that I'm looking at a book that's like, oh, well, they did this and they dead, but they ain't even here. They want to be able to touch it. So I search for the people that's around, that if an adult watch this or a young person watching this and they be like, oh, they do that, and they see it on the expo or something, they be like, oh, I could take my son to that. They got young kids. I could take my daughter to that right there. Like we talking about the dude with the plastiline, the plastic guy that turned the few, he an example. If he do a thing, if he do an expo or something like that, then you can take your children, your baby, to go see that. And you would see somebody doing something like that look like you. That's more effective than just reading it in a book saying like, oh yeah, I aspire to do this, because they can't touch it.
Yeah. Plastiline guy, he's definitely moving forward. So.
They can't touch it, and they need that. I get that that's what they on. I get that that's the vibration these jets on. But yeah, trans black is wild. Okay, a little bit too wild.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, a little bit too wild. Yeah. But we're gonna go ahead and head up to Indiana, y'all. We're gonna check out Gary and see what's going on with them after the storm. They've been going through a lot of relief and recovery after a series of storms came through. So it's a bit of a story, but y'all just rock out with us, and we're gonna check this out, because there's gonna be some information in here. A lot of people don't have power, but for the people who do have power, they can share. And also, there was a lot of stuff going on up there. So we coming from a positive side. Like, we could show you all the people that's complaining and all the people that, and we're gonna talk about it, but we're not showing y'all that tonight. We're not going to, the stressful side, the distressed side of the Gary, Indiana. We want people to have solutions, or some idea of being able to help each other. Because I done been through stuff like this in real life before, and all of watching people complain is a waste of time. Even though that feeds some of y'all spirit out there, we not gonna feed y'all spirit like that. We don't get off on people being in an uncomfortable situation, like that just ain't where we at with it. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this.
Here in Gary, it's truly hit or miss. There are a few blocks, we're talking a very small pocket, that has power, but the vast majority of people are still in the dark after 10 days. As patience runs thin, people in this community appear to be growing stronger.
You ready for the next table?
At the corner of 5th Avenue and Jefferson, you can hear the chatter.
Go right ahead.
Folks are fed up because they're without power, but as they wait in line at the City Life Center, they're feeling encouraged and experiencing the love with every scoop of hot food served on their plate.
Ain't no sense complaining. Just thank God we still here.
Carl Brandon is among the hundreds relying on food and AC from the city of Gary. And as much of Northwest Indiana continues to wait on NIPSCO to restore power, those crews have been putting in work. But 10 days later, about 75,000 customers are still without. Carl is fortunate. His power was restored Wednesday night.
It's been very difficult, but we pulled through it.
But he's here, like so many, getting a charge to their cell phones and a recharge of community.
It's waking us up and letting us know to come together. That's it. Come together.
Lake County is one of 22 counties in Indiana to issue emergency declarations. This allows for additional state resources to help local response. But in this room, all you see here,
this is through community partnerships.
Tierra Williams with the city says as the days keep ticking, the need expands. They just moved into this new community space.
There was a need in the community. It looks like people want a place to gather, especially in this time. Let's not be in isolation.
Patience, because it may take a little bit longer than you think.
And she gives back and coordinates. She's not exempt because she too is without power when she gets home.
I sleep well at night because I know that I fed my community.
Now, that center will stay open until Tuesday. That's when power is expected to be restored, but it will not shut down until everyone is out of the dark.
The point is now there's a state funding that's going to get you through the basics, like a place to stay, food, the essentials. The rest of what you're talking about takes a little time to flesh out. And if it doesn't meet the FEMA threshold, we're again in a good place, right?
You see them cuz, look at them.
Mm-hmm.
They coming down the road. They coming down the street in a raft.
With an old
in an inflatable.
Old lady, old man in the back. See the car. You can see how high the water is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's serious out there.
Now, funding and resources are not an issue.
Things may get a little bit easier for folks who need it right now. So as we told you over the weekend, a critical lifeline is officially open. President Trump approving that federal emergency declaration for the state of Indiana, mobilizing FEMA to step in. This federal aid is for city and county emergency crews, not direct cash payouts for personal property damage. But trust us, we are hearing from so many of you who still appreciate this lifeline. The assistance is for several counties, including hard-hit LaPorte, St. Joseph, Fulton, Kosciuszko, Marshall, and Pulaski counties as well. We want to show you some brand new video into our newsroom tonight from another hard-hit area. This is near Indy as the water slowly starts to recede there. Write this down if you can, or even take a picture, especially if you need help. First, document everything. Take photos and videos of all water damage to your home and belongings before you clean up. Second, call your insurance company immediately. FEMA cannot pay for damage your insurance covers, so you need your insurance claim settled or denied before federal disaster money kicks in. And lastly, report your damage directly to your local county emergency management agency or to the state. Your reports are the proof officials need to secure even more individual homeowner assistance down the road.
That part right there.
We heard some calls come out about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Gary is the biggest hit. They I mean, right now, at this very moment, they still got 36,000 out. Porter got 5,000. And even in Chicago, from this same storm, they got 300 people that don't have power right now. So I mean, it's pretty big, but it's centralized to Gary pretty much.
Yeah.
And they said that they expect for everything to be fully operational. Their goal is for the 25th of this month. So
okay.
You know, and it's not just electricity. They got water main breaks. There's a lot going on. Reports of some youngins out there had shot at NIPSCO, you know, the power company.
Yeah, I ain't even put it up. Like
all that stuff is crazy.
Yeah, none of the you know, we ain't chasing views. We want to help some people. Being a person who has been a first responder and been in situations like that before, also been a victim, like some of the other people. We ain't want to waste time with the why we ain't got no power, why we ain't got this, why we last to get. Okay, so let's give some answers. If you have a tourism area, a business area, and or a very wealthy area, those places will get power back first. Every single time. Okay. If you have a National Guard or you have some type of emergency response centers, if they aren't distressed or they made a like a meeting location, that's where you usually can go to, like, try to get some ice or something. If they underwater too, then they not an option. You know, if they're destroyed too, if they have to put that, you know, they will be trying to put themselves back together real quick, you know, but they may have to go aid in, you know, in rescue missions and stuff like that. So they could be stressed. You know, they may not have time to do the the humanitarian thing as far as getting aid to people, as far as you know, food, or you know, or shelter. It may be difficult because everybody's stressed when it first happens. However, I've sat in power outages in the winter storm for about 13 days, and I've sat in a power outage for 11 days. And I'll only use the personal hurricanes that I've been through. All right. I won't use Katrina or the floods in Houston or the earthquakes in Haiti. I won't use none of that. I'll just use like, I can't remember the name of it, but we have power for 11 days in that one. All right. It is about community, but you do have to realize these things that, like, when some of this stuff happens, you have to be prepared for stuff to happen, though, you know. And then you have to try to be resourceful. Like, okay, well, if my house is flooded, then your house is flooded. You're gonna have to vacate. Everybody's gonna have to go to, you know, somewhere else. That's normal. If you just have power out, that's not a bad thing. You know, hopefully you keep some flashlights. And if you didn't before, then now a person would. Okay. Hopefully you keep some candles. It's cheaper than a flashlight. You can have a whole box of candles. Keep them up high. Keep them somewhere in the elevator, in a closet or something, in a closet shelf, up on the top shelf. You know, if you got food, you know, you got some type of food or something, because the power going to be out. Make sure you keep some charcoal, something like that. You know, in a little grill, you don't need nothing fancy. You know, if you want to have propane, that's cool, but you got to remember, you're going to have to keep running back somewhere to go get it. And it's going to be a whole bunch of other people that's going to be trying to do the same thing. So it's always going to be an evolution, you know. But if you keep you some coals, it don't take a whole bunch of coals. You keep you some, you know, some of that wood that's been brushed around or blown around and stuff. You can use that as kindle, you know. With a few coals, you ain't got to use all your coal. So people got to start thinking like stuff like that, to be able to maintain and survive. Because some of the negative stuff we seen was like, you know, it is negative, but it's just like, okay, if it's no power, of course your food gonna go bad. But I mean, why aren't you having a potluck? Why aren't everything that you got, you finding a way to cook it? Because you're going to have to buy new groceries and everything anyway after a situation like that, when you're going with no power for 11 days, 13 days.
Yeah, but they're definitely not cooking without power if they don't have a grill and charcoal and all that shit. So.
Yeah, but you got some firewood and some bricks. You know what I'm saying? You can still cook. Because everybody got a lighter. Everybody got some gas. Everybody got something they can start a fire with. You know? So if you got fire, then you can cook every time. So those are things that people need to think about, and not like, oh, it's so far-fetched. No, because yes, FEMA is going to be there. Yes, the National Guard and resources are going to be there. But what people don't realize, they're not going to be there right when it happened, because right when it happened is devastation. And now there needs to be an emergency response to save lives. And the lives have to be saved first before you ain't starving yet. Okay? You just don't have no power. Okay. Duke, Con Ed, FPL, who else? Georgia Power. If you think that they don't want to get their power back online so they can keep charging you for it, you tripping. They're going to want to get their power back online because they losing money when it's down. The business is still has to go on. All right. So power going to come back. It may not come back when you feel like you needed to have back. Okay. Because you uneasy for a couple days or whatever, or uncomfortable for a couple days. But what bro say? Why complain? You still alive. And when you alive, guess what you got? An opportunity to be able to now say, okay, well, I can learn from this situation and I can prepare myself so if it happens again, because a lot of them people ain't gonna move. They're gonna stay right there. Once they complain about their power back on, not because they wanted to move, but just so they can enjoy the place where they've been at after the storm. So they're not moving. So it's possible that that this could happen again. So are they going to be in the same position again where the power go out and now what we didn't show is a bunch of complaining about this and that and then trying to make it a racial thing or some political thing or whatever, not understanding that like the aid and resources is coming. It always does. This is America. It's not like other countries where they have earthquakes and mudslides and all this other stuff and just the people die. They do not care at all. Ain't gonna be no aid for it, ain't no insurance to claim, ain't none of that. So I understand we are privileged and entitled here in America. And I say that because I'm a military vet and I've been around the world and seen how privileged we are. And I understand how entitled people can get. Okay. And I understand the reason for it. I understand the psychology behind the entitlement. But it's resources and people can go and access them resources. You know, we're going to drop some of the links in the description. If you know somebody who in Indiana, we not in India, you know, in the nap town, but, you know, we do pray for them folks and be happy you came out with your life. Power, you know, power will come back, you know, and you got sticks and stones. You can get some fire. And that's all you need. You know, if you can eat, get a cup of soup for a cup. Ain't nobody finna starve. And you saw them people coming around. I mean, you saw the community coming together where they had a whole center that could have been a church, a gym, a school, anything, a resource center. That's what it turned into. Hey, we got generated, we got power. Okay, now all the other people, resources in the area get on the phone. They like, hey, city council, vote, hey, can we get over there? Can we do this? Can we do this? Because we got people that need to eat and do this, boom, boom, boom. Because they got some resources and people volunteering to do those things. But everybody got to be safe first. You know, and I done sat in the winter storm where I come in the house after work one day because we had generator at work. So I still went to work. I come in the house. The girl got the daggone oven on because we ain't had no heat because of the electric. You know, and she got the oven on because the gas was stove with no windows open. I'm like, girl, you finna kill us. You know, you need to crack a window. You know, I walk in the house, it's warm. I'm high off the gas. As soon as I crack the door open, I'm like, goodness gracious, I can't even see. If I slam the door, the house gonna blow up. You know? And she's like, I've been cold. It's all cold, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, boil a pot of water. Crack the window. You know? But she don't want to stay in that area in the kitchen. She want to be back in the back of the room and all this. And I'm just like, nah, you can't, you ain't gonna be able to heat up the whole house. That's not how this works.
Yeah, man. We gotta section it off.
That's not how this works. You know, this is about surviving. It's a temporary condition. It's not permanent. So people got to understand that. That is.
I mean, but and what people got to understand too is that humans survived for thousands of years without electricity
or AC.
Or AC. So you have to, like you said, you got to just be prepared for things like that. And just you just got to prepare yourself for it, because I mean it can happen to anybody in any state at any time. You know, a disaster can happen. But preparedness is everything.
Preparedness, that's the word, cuz preparedness is everything. And Mother Nature, you know, she can be quite interesting, you know.
And I think everybody should go on Amazon and get one of those survival kits, man, and just
What
keep
kind of
it
survival kits? You got a link for the description? What it got in it?
keep it handy. It got emergency blankets. It got all your medical stuff. It got fold out shovel. It got flares. It got some of them. I mean, you know, they different prices. Some of them have the little fold out grill that you can cook a little meal on, and it all fits in a, you know, nice size duffel bag. You know what I'm saying? And they on Amazon. You know, you can get them anywhere from like $50 to $300.
To $300.
And I suggest that you get the $300 one.
Oh man, I suggest you take $50, get you a cast iron frying pan, all right, season it, get you a 10-pound bag of rice and a what's a number 10 can of beans, all right, and you tuck that off, okay, and you know, get you some dry herbs too, whatever dry herbs you need, and some coal, a few bricks, maybe about 8 bricks. Just keep them bricks to the side, about 8 bricks. That's all you need. And a few bags of coal. You know what I'm saying? If you got a grill, you good. All right. And that's all you need right there. For real, family. You don't need much more than that. You know, you're gonna find food. It's gonna be people doing, communities gonna come together. It's gonna be a place where people can go get food all the time. There has never been a place where I've been at where they didn't have nothing set up. When it's devastation like that, where it's not places where somebody's feeding somebody, like always. You just may not know about it. You have to figure it out and get there. But, you know, as long as you got in a battery with some flashlights, man, like that's it, for real. Because if you hurt, you're going to be hurt.
Yeah.
If you hurt, you're going to be hurt. Like
a solar charger for your phone, stuff like that.
Yeah, that costs too much. Forget the phone. Who you gonna call? Everybody gonna be annoyed. Everybody gonna be calling you talking about, you okay? You okay? You're gonna get 50,000 you okay calls that from people who can't do nothing for you in that situation. Nothing. They can absolutely do nothing for you.
I'm gonna have my phone.
Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And they can't do nothing for you. I'm stuck on my roof and there's 40 feet of water over my bedroom window. Nothing for you. Okay? Katrina, nothing for you. You know? So, and even when the helicopter come, you got to wait because there might be 50 of 100 other houses that people need to get taken off the top of their houses. And do nothing for you. You know, but have it though. If you got the money to spend, have it. Cold season says have it. You know, I just with no power, you know, it just like it don't matter. You know, it don't even matter at all. Well, that's all we got, y'all. We had highlights from the Tupac murder trial. Keefe-d is gonna be doing his thing, and we're gonna see what the verdict is at the end of that trial. Then we had family members of the u.s.s. Lincoln speak out. It was a lot more videos, a lot more people speaking out. We chose to pick those because they had two significant stories. I just thought what they were saying was kind of crazy. Like pork cars are not promised. There is no brochure. You know, the guy had a after serving, you know, he had kind of like a change of heart of being pro-military I don't know how that'll work out for your kids if, like that mindset. To me, it's like, when you go sign up, that's what it is. You signed up for that, even though the young lady was just like, that's not, I know people say you signed up for that. And yeah, that's why you're hearing people saying that, because that's what you signed up for. None of those port calls are promised. It's not a cruise ship. So, people need to realize that when people go and join the military, that's what it's about. You're willing to die for your country. Yeah. So, number 3, we had the viral Waffle House rap song star got fired, man, after a dub. They got the Waffle. They fired him. They let him go. And I think he's going to be okay. What you think, Cole? You think he's going to be okay?
Yeah, he'll be all right, man. He just got his GoFundMe thing, and then, got to get another job. That's it. He was at the Waffle House for 20 years, never made manager. It was time for him to go anyway.
And never made manager. That was one of them things. We not punching down on you though.
No, not punching down, but it's broaden your horizon.
It's just like that's a long time to stay, to work your way from mopping to the fries or to the grill, But and he might, you know what I'm saying, but the young brother might look whatchamacallit to us. But he may have a mental disability. So we might can't, we might can't do that. We might can't just automatically assume, because he might be working at the pace or the level that he can actually function on. So he might not be managing material. I think that might be fair too. But we had Karmelo Anthony requesting a new trial. I don't know, man. I don't know, cuz you think they're gonna take some time off?
I think it's possible if they can, submit that evidence and all that stuff like that. I think they will. He's not going to walk away.
No, because I don't think that I don't think they're going to deny him a new trial based on this new evidence and stuff. I think they're going to be like, okay, it was stuff that we could have talked about that y'all didn't want to talk about, so maybe they'd give him a shot to go back and re-talk about it, because they got new judges and they said the other judge had some ethics questionability about his ethics and all of these different things. So I don't know, maybe they setting it up for that. They didn't already strutted my man out here in 1847
close.
What your man say? What was your man's song? I'm not black, I'm OJ. What was that song? Your man
still nigga.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They didn't strutted him out here like that. Looking crazy.
Well, maybe he can show up at court and identify as trans white, and they might knock a little bit more time off.
If he show up and identify as trans white,
Yeah.
that'll be the key. Yeah, I doubt it.
Nah, that ain't gonna work.
Nah. But then we had WTF is identifying as trans black. I mean, any last thoughts about that, because we're not going to visit this anymore.
No, I'm done with it. I'm done with that right there.
Anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a big troll that made it to a podcast, and it's crazy.
Depressing. It's depressing. I want my people to stop being comfortable with N words and B words towards each other, and we got white people out here like, I'm black now. I'm gonna be trans black. I'm gonna identify as a black person. So it's just like, nah, all y'all goofy. That's the young people word. I say goofy. Goofy is a legend at Disney World, and everybody wants a picture. So I don't even really understand how people using the word goofy to describe something that's whack or corny or lame or whatever. But, you know, they can have that one though, for real, both of them. Then we had our last but never least story. After the storm, Gary, Indiana. We saw that the people are making out. Resources are coming. President Trump approved the FEMA. You know, I know a lot of people was worried about that or wondering why it took so long or whatever. You know, FEMA's always going to get approved, y'all. Always. It don't matter who the president is. They always going to approve it after a serious storm happens in our country. So you can rest assured and never put your emotions on the person that y'all expecting to sign something, and just understand that it's a normal part of the process. You know, that's it. It's just a process that has to happen. It's not a who's in charge thing. It's the way they have the request for the funds, the way the funds have to be released, and the way the order has to be given to be able to execute it. So it's how government work. How government work, y'all. That's the cheese on the government. All right, for everybody to get their cheese, and we hope that the stuff that we gave y'all helped with that you could share with somebody if you know somebody going through that around them parts up there in Naptown, or in Gary specifically, Indiana, out that way, those affected areas. You know, share that with them. You know, share that little clip. Y'all can clip the video. Share that with them and show them how they can get their insurance stuff together and everything. If they own something, you know, if they don't own nothing and they need some resources, we saw them where they go to the soup kitchen and get some power and get, you know, community where they can get something together. Okay. So share the news, share the news, share the news. And
understand they're not covering nothing that your insurance company is going to cover. So just don't go thinking you're going to get some new shit without having to deal with your insurance company.
Yeah, it's a process. Definitely a process, y'all. Don't be scamming. Don't no young Miami activity. No young Miami activity. Okay? No Miami activity. You know, be grown Miami. You know, be grown Miami. And yeah, and prayers and love and everything to everybody that may have lost a loved one in that situation, people that's, you know, maybe still missing, and prayers that everybody, you know, gets their power back on and get their life back on track, you know, at least get some normalcy going back, because it is one of the things. I've been through it a couple of times. It is stressful, but like the brother said, you still got your life, so you know you can live and learn from those situations. And that's all we got for y'all. Make sure to like and share this video. Also subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. We want everybody to have a peaceful, positive, and productive rest of your weekend. And thank you for chopping it up with us. Shout out to Born Ready 718. Who else we had in here? Kushan 46. We had 4646 26 1426.
What, you giving out a phone number, cuz?
We had lovely ATV in the building. You know what I'm saying? For everybody who pulled up, man, we had some people pull up.
Shout out to Sharice.
Yeah. Oh, we had Reese in the building. Okay. I ain't see that in the chat though, but shout out to Reese. Shout out to Reese in the building. And we appreciate everybody pulling up, hanging out with us tonight. No hanging up. But we about to hang up on this live. All right. And yeah, don't forget y'all can kick it with us on Kick too, y'all. Check us out at kick.com/DBCHEFTV. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV.
And I'm Cole Caesars on Brunch with the Fellas, and I'll drink to that.
And that's all we got. Until next time. Peace, because
DKSoulFarm.com, 1016-160 self-sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right?
Only at the DBCHEFTV podcast, where the world talks food. Cigar Sundays on YouTube. TLS Podcast. The Love Speak. Brunch with the fellas at Brunch Fellas. TVK Podcast. The Veteran Kettle. Bo's Podcast. Bo's on the Table. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.